House of Lords Hansard is a report of what's said in the Chamber and Grand Committee each day. It's estimated that the daily reports could fill 2 copies of a broadsheet newspaper. Parliamentary reporting has a long history, dating back to the 16th century. Our knowledge of what happened in the early parliaments is based on rolls, petitions, and statutes. Words were powerful and therefore dangerous, and Parliament regulated them carefully, partly because what was said in Parliament was felt to be unfit for public consumption, and partly to protect members from the wrath of the monarch. The invention of the printing press and the growth of newspapers in the early 17th century increased the demand for news. However, parliamentary reporting remained banned throughout the 18th century. Those brave enough to try and report speeches would take notes from a concealed location or try to memorise what was said. In 1811, Thomas Curson Hansard took over Cobbett's parliamentary debates and launched Hansard's parliamentary debates. His name still appears on the official report today. Not only were there restrictions on early parliamentary reporters' rights to compile accounts of debates, but there was no physical gallery for them, and they were not allowed to take notes. Following the fire of 1834 that destroyed most of the old Palace of Westminster, reporters worked from the public gallery, where acoustics were notably bad. Hansard has changed in many other ways. The Women's Penny paper had asked in 1890, "Is there any reason why women should be prevented from reporting the proceedings of Parliament to their fellow women?" The then Common Speaker, Arthur Peel, replied that allowing women to work in the press gallery would lead to consequences which at present it is difficult to conceive. The first female editor of debates, Mary Villiers, was appointed in Lords Hansard in 1984, just under 100 years since the Women's Penny paper had raised the issue. The lifting of the ban on parliamentary reporting in the 1800s at first saw the use of longhand note-taking, but shorthand quickly found its way into Parliament, and the 2 approaches were both used at the turn of the 19th century. Shorthand dominated the 19th century, but it too gave way to competition, first from stenographic reporters, who used stenograph machines to take phonetic shorthand records of what was said, and then in the 1960s, the Lords introduced reel-to-reel recording. Lords Hansard today includes all business in the House. Timekeeping is an essential part of the reporter's job, and they work by dividing up the parliamentary day into 5-minute time slots, known as turns. This is often compared to a relay, working with the person ahead and behind you to make sure that the baton is passed at the right point. 16 reporters take it in turns to take notes from a desk on the floor of the chamber and use digital audio recordings of the debate to produce their report. The managing editors check the reports for errors and inconsistencies. It's available online approximately 3 hours after a debate. Explore Hansard online, hansard.parliament.uk/Lords.